Page 22, Scat Man. This page they are introducing you to the blues 5-finger or the 5-note scale in the key of G major. G major has 1 sharp, remember, and F sharp has nothing to do with the scale, but I'm just telling you G major has 1 sharp. And the notes are simply, remember the 5-finger scale in C major, it was here. All we're going to do is transpose that to G major, so it's here. These notes, they give them to you at the top of the page. Those are the notes we would use in a blues piece, primarily. They're not the only notes we can use others, but as far as the 5-finger scale, or the 5-note scale goes, those are the notes. Scat Man does use these, as well as a few others, right at the beginning. Now a little bit about the title, Scat Man. Scat is a type of singing, and you'll hear like people like Ella Fitzgerald, you can find recordings of her singing. They're just syllables they sing on the notes. They don't mean anything. They're just, look at the 3rd line down. You see the do, and then going on doobie doobie doo, doo doo be doo be doo 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 da da. There's others. Anything you want to do actually. It's just any syllable, anything. You're just improvising singing. You don't even know what you're going to sing. You don't know what syllable you're going to sing. It's all done at the moment. It's all spontaneous. That's part of the beauty. That's what jazz is about. It's spontaneous. So, and that's what these words mean. If you're going to sing it, that's why these words are so weird like this. In this piece, and I don't really have a lot to say about this, at the bottom they have the electronic keyboard stuff, so you can play it with the drums. Here they've added, you can play it with a bossa nova style drums. If you have a bossa nova setting on your drum set, on your whatever you're using for your drums, do it to a bossa nova type style. I would recommend we play this in a jazz style, so we're going to rock the 8th note. So at the beginning, instead of this, we're going to do this. Generally, when you do a scat type singing, it's to jazz, and you'll do it in a jazz style. Now at the bottom of the page, they have the acoustic jamming thing. I'm not actually going to do an acoustic jamming here. You can do that on your own. But what they're telling you to do is they're giving you ideas on acoustic jamming, ideas for improvising. And I would encourage you to try these out. Try out this improvising thing. Get ideas. You build up a library of ideas so that when you're actually improvising on pieces, you use this library and you think of stuff. For instance, they're saying the left hand an octave lower. So instead of here, they're saying play it an octave lower. Or whatever. Play that if you want, and then take the right hand up an octave. Just you're altering things intentionally is what I'm getting at. The word intentional is important. If you alter it accidentally, that's a mistake. If you alter it intentionally, that's improvising. The acoustic jamming thing at the bottom of the page is actually more toward the teacher, but if you don't have a teacher, you can aim it at you. You do it. You play the left hand an octave lower, or alter the left hand. You can improvise on the left hand to coincide more with what the right hand is doing if you want. I mean, it's just up to you and your imagination. So in the left hand at the beginning, I have these 2 notes. I can do all kinds of things with those 2 notes rhythmically, or I don't have to play them together. I can play 1 note at a time in various patterns. Yeah. Doesn't sound great, but the point is it's a pattern. All I'm doing is altering it however I feel like it, just to experiment and see what the sound is. I might accidentally come upon a sound I like, and okay, I like that, I'll keep that. Now you're moving your hands around a little bit. That is the right hand. You're moving the right hand about, and not the left so much. Take a look in the first 2 lines. You're pretty much here in this 5 fingers, or this 5-note blues. the 5-note scale, blues thingy, majigger, you know what I mean. Just you're going to have to interpret what I'm saying. Okay. But when you get down to the 3rd and 4th lines, you're moving around a little bit because you're starting here, and I recommend second. You could be 3rd finger. I recommend 2nd finger on the D, the 1st note in the 3rd line, and then just follow their fingering there for the next group of notes. And in the next group of notes, except now you're ending on 3rd finger on the D, and then you got to come down and put 3rd finger on the C in the bottom line. And they tell you 4th finger on the C there. So your right hand's moving around a little bit. Now on the 3rd line, the last 2 measures in the right hand, you're ending on a G. And that phrase, you have that phrase coming down. And then the last measure, you have a G an octave above it. Now you got lots of rest. You got lots of time to move your hand up there if that's what you want to do. But if that's confusing you, if you're struggling with that, I recommend you just stretch your hand out. Stay here, stretch your hand out to the octave position, and you're ready. You're ready for the G. And then once you're there, you can clap your hand. So it's here, here, here. Some of you may find that handy. Others, you don't need it. You just move the hand up and you're fine. Now again on accidentals, remember the rule. It applies from that point on to the rest of the measure. So keep that in mind. It's like in that first measure. That B flat applies to the rest of the measure. So the last note in the first measure is a B flat. Don't play a B natural. It's a B flat. So watch out on these accidentals to make sure. Because when it sounds a little funky like this, sometimes you can't tell if you're playing the right note or not. And it's important. Learn the music the way it's written first, and then if you want to alter it, you can do so. Let's try this blues scale thing out really, really slow just to check the notes and the rhythms. You have a D, C, Al, Fine at the bottom. So we're going to go back and we're going to play the first 2 lines again because the Fine is at the end of the 2nd line. Now they say the tempo on this is not too fast. Don't know what that is. I guess they're telling you just don't get carried away with the speed, but you still get to decide how fast it is. I don't know. It's up to you, or you can play it slower than that. I wouldn't go much faster than that, but we're going to play it really slow here in the Play With Me. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's try this out. Your right hand here, left hand. 1 and 2 and ready and go and